A relational database is like a well-organized filing cabinet, where each drawer table holds records that share the same set of attributes columns. Business data modeling is the process of deciding what drawers you need and what information each record should contain. For example, a retail company might have a customers table customer-id name region, an orders table order-id customer-id order date total amount, and a products table product ID category price. The primary key, for example customer ID, uniquely identifies each row, while foreign keys orders.customer ID create links between tables. Normalization rules 1NF, 2NF, 3NF help avoid duplicate data. Think of it as removing redundant copies of the same document from different drawers, so that updates happen in only one place. A well-designed model lets managers ask reliable questions like what is the total sales by region, without worrying about inconsistencies. Explanation. The core select family of SQL commands retrieve the data you need, much like pulling specific pages from a report. Select lists the columns you want to see, for example, select order date total amount. Where filters rows like reading only the pages that mention New York, where region equals NY. Group by groups rows that share a value so you can calculate aggregates, similar to summarizing sales per month, group by month of order date. Having filters those groups. For example, keep only months with sales greater than 10,000, having sum of total amount greater than 10,000. Order by sorts the final result, much like arranging a list alphabetically or by size. Order by sum of total amount descending. KPIs such as average order value equals average of total amount or revenue growth rate equals open parenthesis current period minus prior period close parenthesis divided by prior period times 100% can be computed directly in the select clause, giving managers immediate insight without extra spreadsheet work. Advanced techniques let you combine information from many tables and perform sophisticated analyses. Join types. Inner join returns only matching rows like intersecting two customer lists. Left join keeps all rows from the left table and adds matches from the right, useful to see customers with or without orders. Full outer join shows everything from both sides. Subqueries are queries inside queries. They act like a mini report that feeds into the main one, for example, finding customers whose total spend exceeds the average spend, where total spend greater than select average total spend from orders. Set operations union, intersect, except let you treat query results as sets, similar to merging two mailing lists or finding the difference. Window functions compute values across a set of rows that are related to the current row without collapsing the result set. For instance, sum total amount over partition by customer ID order by order date rows between unbounded preceding and current row gives a running cumulative sales total per customer, a key metric for churn analysis. These tools empower managers to answer questions like which products are top selling in each quarter, while accounting for seasonality. Python is a high-level language that reads almost like English, making it approachable for managers. Data types: int, which are whole numbers; float, which are decimals; str, which is text; bool, which is true or false; and list or dict, which are collections. Example: sales equals a list of 1200, 1500, 900 representing monthly sales. Control structures: if, elif, else for decisions, for example, if revenue greater than target then celebrate; for loops for repeated actions, for example, iterating over a list of regions; and while loops for condition-based repetition. Functions encapsulate reusable logic. For example, define profit with parameters revenue and cost, returning revenue minus cost. They can accept parameters and return results, keeping code modular and easy to test. Modules let you split code into separate files, such as salesanalysis.py and visualizations.py, and import them where needed, for example, import sales analysis. By writing small, well-named functions, managers can build analytics pipelines that are transparent and maintainable. Pandas is the Excel-like workhorse of Python, built around the data frame, a two-dimensional table of rows and columns. You can select rows by label, df.lock of 2023-1-1, or by position, df.ilock0. df equals pd.dataframe of data, columns equals list of product, region, sales. df where region equals west extracts only west region rows, analogous to applying a filter in a spreadsheet. df.groupie product, then sales sum calculates total sales per product, just like a pivot table. df.pivot table, value sales, index region, columns month, aggregation function sum, reorganizes data for quick comparison across dimensions. pd.merge orders, customers on customer ID, how inner, combines tables the way you would use VLOOKUP in Excel, but with far more control and speed. Pandas lets managers manipulate millions of rows without the manual overhead of copy-paste operations. Statistical analysis turns raw numbers into actionable insights. Descriptive statistics summarize data, mean, median, variance, and standard deviation. Mu equals 1 over n times the sum from I equals 1 to n of xi. Sigma squared equals 1 over n times the sum from I equals 1 to n of xi minus mu squared. Sigma equals the square root of sigma squared. Example in Python, df open bracket single quote sales close bracket dot describe parentheses. Probability distributions model uncertainty. The normal distribution n of mu and sigma squared is common for sales forecasts. N of mu and sigma squared. Hypothesis testing asks whether an observed effect is likely due to chance. T equals open parenthesis x bar sub 1 minus x bar sub 2 close parenthesis, divided by the square root of open parenthesis, s1 squared over n1 plus s2 squared over n2 close parenthesis. In Python, scipy.stats.ttest underscore int open parenthesis region 1 comma region 2 close parenthesis. Confidence intervals give a range for a population parameter. Confidence interval equals x bar plus or minus 1.96 times sigma divided by the square root of n. Example, if average monthly sales equals 1,200, sigma equals 300, and n equals 12, the confidence interval is 1,200 plus or minus 1.96 times 300 divided by the square root of 12, approximately equals 1,200 plus or minus 169. Managers can report, we are 95% confident that true average sales lie between $1,031 and $1,369. Data visualization turns numbers into stories the eye can read quickly. Matplotlib is the foundational plotting library. Think of it as a digital canvas where you can draw line charts, bar charts, etc. Example, plt.plotDates sales draws a time series of revenue. Seaborn builds on Matplotlib with attractive defaults and statistical plots, like sns.boxplotx equals region y equals sales data equals df to compare sales distribution across regions. Chart selection, line charts for trends, bar charts for comparisons, pie charts for parts of a whole used sparingly, heat maps for correlation matrices, and scatter plots for relationships. Dashboards combine multiple plots into a single view, often using tools like Plotly Dash or Streamlit, enabling decision makers to filter by date range or product and see updated visuals instantly. Good visual design follows the less is more rule, clear titles, labeled axes, and a legend only when needed, so the audience can grasp the insight in seconds. SQL and Python work best together when you treat the database as the source of truth and Python as the analysis engine. SQL Alchemy creates an engine equals create engine PostgreSQL : user pwd at host /db. Pyod connects to Microsoft SQL Server. Con equals pyod.connect driver equals SQL Server server equals ... Executing queries, df equals pandas.read underscore SQL open quote select star from orders where order date greater than or equal to %s close quote engine params equals open bracket start date close bracket. The result lands directly in a pandas data frame, ready for cleaning or modeling. Parameter binding protects against SQL injection and makes scripts reusable. Query equals open quote select star from sales where region equals question mark close quote, followed by pandas.read underscore SQL of query con params equals open bracket region close bracket. This workflow lets managers pull the latest data with a single script, perform transformations in pandas, and push insights back to dashboards, ensuring all parties work with the same numbers. Explanation: exam-style questions simulate real-world problems. Example 1. SQL write a query that returns each product's total sales, the month-over-month growth rate, and only keep products where growth greater than 10% in the last 2 months. Solution requires group by, a window function LG to compute prior month sales, a calculation of growth, and a halving filter. Example 2, Python. Load the orders table into a data frame, calculate the 95% confidence interval for average order value per region, and plot a bar chart with error bars showing the intervals. The answer demonstrates red_SQL, group by, apply with a custom CI function, and plt.bar with y_error. In each case, the manager must interpret the output. For example, Region East shows a statistically higher average order value than West, indicating a pricing opportunity. These multi-step problems train you to move from raw data to actionable business insight.